Today we're going to do another all kinds of awesome album recommendation. My ears are like magic, if you don't already know. I'm going to offer some of my audio advice. If my magical ears, catch some honey, I want to share it with the world. And also being the world's greatest guitarist, it finds me, hopefully I'm a frame, it finds me, rubbing elbows with a lot of the big stars. This is one of those bands I was lucky to be in contact with. If you watch my previous all kinds of awesome videos about albums, you notice that I do find myself on album covers, which is, another thing that's all kinds of awesome. If you don't know, that's my grading scales. There's various degrees of awesome. There's pretty awesome, kind of awesome, pretty awesome to various degrees, and then the pinnacle, the plateau. I have no idea if I'm in frame, but the top, is all kinds of awesome. Usually the videos I'm gonna do about albums, they're gonna be all kinds of awesome albums. There's a lot of them. If you watched a review of mine in the past, you'll know that I tend to be fond of single syllable band names with 4 letters or less. I go off of that quite often too. My last one was Cream. That's CREAM. That's 5, but still single syllable. And I did one on the great Led Zeppelin's 4. Maybe that's where I kind of get a free pass, is because it's album 4. Well, self-titled, but it's their 4th one, FOUR. I'm still maintaining the tradition, but I'm definitely going to maintain the tradition of a single syllable band with 4 letters or less. Today's band is Rush. In my humble opinion, I met a lot of the Canadians, the Bryan Adamses, and the Neil Youngs, and other Canadians, but as a group, in my personal opinion, this is Canada's finest export, the band Rush. I had the pleasure of hanging out with them a few times, and I'm actually on this album cover, on the back side. I guess it's not really the cover, but I'll tell you more about that later. Once again, it's the band Rush. They are a sum of their parts, if there's ever been a band. Geddy Lee, or General Lee as I called him, we're pretty tight. His bass playing and, the keyboards and stuff, and his, very unique vocal style, is all kinds of awesome. You got Alex Lifeson, I'm the world's greatest guitarist, as you have to know, you're watching my videos, session musician, I've done it all a lot behind the scenes, Alex Lifeson is pretty good. He was good enough to get a signature guitar. I'm the world's greatest. I still don't have a signature guitar. I got signature Seymour Duncan double stack blackout pickups, which are pretty awesome. But hopefully I'll get to the all kinds of awesome level and get signature guitar like Alex Lifeson does. And another sum of these parts, or a part of this sum, is the great Neil Peart, or Peart. I just called him Neil. There's a lot of arguments about the pronunciation of the man's name. He was just Neil to me. We were pretty tight. Peart, people argue about it, but I know him as good old Neil. We talked about Ginger Baker in the last, all kinds of awesome album review on Cream, Disraeli Gears. Ginger Baker's amazing, awesome. Neil Peart, or Neil, N-Dog, he's all kinds of awesome. If you're a fan, you already know this, but he writes the lyrics too, which, pulling the double duty is pretty hard. I have respect for that. I do it all. I do the drums, the bass, the keyboard, the synthesizer. I produce. I'm the engineer. I'm the conductor, the writer, the world's greatest guitarist. I'm all these things. It's pretty hard. So I have respect for someone that also puts lyrics with their awesome drumming. But as I said before, as a whole, they're all kinds of awesome. We're gonna go back to the back of the album. The name of the album, that's all kinds of awesome is Moving Pictures. I'm sure there's, N Dog had some kind of, meaning to that title. I don't know if it's a culmination of all of them coming up with the title, but literally on the album cover there are people moving actual pictures. I'm sure there's some other meaning, or it's a metaphor for something. But Rush moving pictures, and they're literally moving pictures on the cover. As I said at the beginning of this video, I'm actually in here. I'm wearing white. Wait, where is it? Leaning against the truck right there. That's actually the catering truck. If I'm not mistaken, I think we had paninis that day. I don't know. And them being Canadians, they had that poutine, the cheese, gravy, and fries, which is pretty good. Another great Canadian export. But that's me. My head's down. I'm actually looking through a viewer. They asked me, along with my magical shredding hands and ears, I have a pretty good eye. So, I was just checking the lighting ratio, I don't want to get too technical, but that's what I was doing right there. And lo and behold, they took the picture, and, I'm on another record, As you know, I'm on Cream's Disraeli Gears. I'm also on Led Zeppelin 4. You catch me there. I've been around, like I said, rubbing elbows with the stars. It's kind of hard not to when you're the world's greatest guitarist. But to the tracks really quick, Tom Sawyer, all kinds of awesome. XYZ is a musical landscape. Once again, all kinds of awesome. They didn't have to put words in it. It's just music took you on a journey. Limelight's a great track, and the whole side too. That's another cool thing about Rush albums is, you listen to them in an order. I guess they're what you call concept albums, but they do put out singles, especially this is early 80s, they start putting out singles, but, their albums as a whole are all kinds of awesome. Highly recommend it. I'm in the background in the picture. Follow me on the Twitters, and this was another all kinds of awesome album review, or recommendation, however you want to call it. As you know, camera trouble, still trying to work it out with the Polaroid peoples. I got nowhere today. They responded to an email with wait, as I told y'all last night. Talked to them again. This is a process that could take a couple weeks, so I no longer have the app that goes along with my camera, so I can't see myself in real time. Don't know if I'm in frame. I think I got it pretty good. Hopefully everything's caught. But you see, gotta press the button here. Artemus Toast.